Hey, yes, welcome. Liverpool beat Wolves by 2 goals to 1 in a game that really should have been a comfortable 1 or 2 nil win. It was probably ultimately a comfortable 2-1, just not as comfortable as it should have been as our deep seated, deep rooted anxieties from previous seasons, particularly last. Kind of reared their ugly heads when Konate and Allison just had a little bit of a misunderstanding at the back. I don't like to go, well, it's definitely such and such's fault, so I will mention Allison's role in it. It's one of those situations where Konate gets back, he's comfortably got the ball shielded, he's more than capable of shepherding that, whether it goes out for a goal kick or a corner or just empty it or whatever. Do not what he did. He could have taken charge of that situation. He clearly thinks Allison is going to come and deal with it. Allison moves to come and deal with it and then chooses not to. And when he doesn't, Konate should just deal with it himself. So I don't know. And what I will say is that Allison might have given him a shout and then reneged on that, which sells Konate down the river. But what it looks like is Konate just doesn't really take charge of the situation, and then it's clown shoes at the back for Liverpool. So we go from a 1-0 lead and looking quite good and looking quite calm and confident to, we're back to square one again. We get the penalty. I am astounded that Liverpool were given the penalty by Anthony Taylor. Jota wrestled to the ground, gets basically bulldogged into the floor. It is a penalty. It should be a penalty. We should have more free kicks for stuff like that. Salah in particular gets that done to him all game long and gets no change out of Taylor at all. So I'm amazed that we got the penalty, but we got it. Salah takes it, does what Salah does, blasts it, dispatches it, and that puts us back in front. And it's funny because we were so in charge of the game prior to the equaliser. Chris and I were doing the watch along and we were saying, well, we're so casual here, but what we're doing is we're slowing it down, and then we'll speed it up in an instant and cause problems. And then just before we did that next, we were all of a sudden at 1-1. So, yeah, definitely more to be worked on from Liverpool's perspective there. Not a vintage performance by any stretch, but yeah, I'm not sure really what Wolves did to warrant me not thinking this game was comfortable. In the moment of the time when you're living it and breathing it, definitely on edge. And I think the best way to describe it is if you only can see goals out of the blue through moments of madness and stupidity, then you've always got to be on edge because they can come from everywhere. I don't know whether anyone else has got this in the Instagram feed, but it's things about like narcissists. When you've got narcissists in your life and they can snap at any given point, then it leaves you constantly on edge because you can never truly settle. So Liverpool with some narcissistic defending, shall we say, they need to cut that out because in reality, every goal they've conceded, and we're at such an early stage and we've conceded so few that you can remember every goal we have conceded, and there's so many, most of them are avoidable. Like Forest, if Cody Gakpo just sweeps the leg, if he just goes full Karate Kid and sweeps the leg as they're breaking, then they don't score, and we take something from that game. If Costa Simicas isn't just like a wild child let loose on sherbet in a china shop against Milan, then we're not totally all at sea. If Van Dijk doesn't overcommit in defence and trying to win on the front foot, etc., West Ham, we could clear our lines better. Propriety with getting blammed off Quanta's leg and so forth. These are all fine in their own way, but yeah, it does mean that when you're living it, it feels harder work than maybe it is. I think in the cool light today, when you watch this back, watch the stats, look at the balance of play. I'm just looking at the stats now. Liverpool had loads more shots on target. Our XG was 2.62, which is excellent for what it was. And theirs was 0.5. Yeah, fine. It was fine. I thought Gravenberch was brilliant again. Got better as the game wore on. That moment where he's on the left side of the penalty area and he looks like he's running towards the corner flag, and he just does something. And then all of a sudden he's into the box and he fluffs the last touch. But it was a moment of absolute magic from him. McAllister, I thought, toiled in the first half. I thought he was losing his battles with Andre and Lamina too often. But actually, as he got to get on the ball more and he intercepted stuff a bit more, I thought the second half was a much more dominant performance from him. So I thought it was good. It was good from them both. I thought Jota was brilliant. He made so much happen for us. Creates the goal for Ibu Konate, of course, which is just brilliant. Just, you know, instinctive play, left footed cross as well. Great from him. Obviously gets the penalty as well. So Jota was proper. It's a toss up between Gravenberch and Jota for me in terms of the star man. I will give it to Gravenberch. Yeah, Gravenberch, man of the match for me. Not vintage. We probably won't be talking about this game much more beyond the coming days, and that's fine. Sometimes you just got to have games where you go and win. It was a 2-1 win away from home, but it wasn't last gasp. That is a marked improvement. Liverpool dominated that game. They dominated the ball. They created more chances than their opponents. They limited chances that their opponents had. So a good day's work at the office. It just could have been better. And listen, 6 games into the season, whatever, 5 games, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. 6 games. That's absolutely fine. What did you think? Let me know in the comments below. If you want a free month of Redmen Plus, last chance, use the code LFC on a Captain Monthly subscription. Get a free month of every extra podcast, video, the huge archive of content, documentaries, features, amazing interviews with Liverpool players, past and present. Fill your boots on the best Liverpool streaming service around, redmenplus.com. Use the code LFC. 2 games a week for the next month. It's going to be chocker. It's going to be boss. We've got you covered. See you there.